What if I told you that everything you know about money is a lie? Meet Marcus. He was 28 years old, living in a small apartment and working as a customer service representative at a local call center. Every morning, he would wake up at 5 a.m., take a crowded bus for 45 minutes, and sit in a tiny cubicle for 9 hours, answering angry phone calls from frustrated customers. By the time he got home, he was mentally and physically exhausted. His paycheck barely covered his rent, groceries, and utility bills. At the end of each month, he would check his bank account and feel a sinking sensation in his stomach. Nothing was left. Zero savings, zero investments, zero hope. Marcus had been stuck in this cycle for 6 years. 6 years of trading his time for money. 6 years of watching his friends buy houses and cars, while he struggled to afford a simple dinner out. His mother used to say, "Work hard and you'll succeed." But Marcus was working harder than ever, and he was still going nowhere. He began to wonder, is this all there is to life? Work, get paid, pay bills, repeat until you die. Something had to change, but he didn't know where to start. He had no special skills, no connections, and no money to invest. His situation seemed hopeless. Then, on a rainy Sunday afternoon, something unexpected happened. Marcus was sitting alone at a small coffee shop near his apartment, scrolling through his phone, feeling sorry for himself. A well-dressed older man walked in and asked if he could share Marcus's table since the shop was packed. Marcus nodded, not really paying attention. The man sat down, ordered a black coffee, and after a few minutes of silence, he looked at Marcus and said, "Young man, you look like someone who's carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. What's troubling you?" Marcus was taken aback by the stranger's kindness. He hesitated for a moment, then opened up. He told the man everything: his dead-end job, his empty bank account, his broken dreams, and his fear that he would never escape this life. The man listened patiently, nodding occasionally, and then smiled warmly. "What if I told you," the man said, "that your problems aren't because of your job, your salary, or your circumstances? Your problems are because of your mindset. You've been taught to work for money, but the wealthy know that money should work for you." Marcus leaned forward, suddenly interested. The man introduced himself as Mr. Harrison, a retired businessman who had built multiple successful companies. He had started with nothing, just like Marcus, but had discovered a simple framework that transformed his financial life. "I'm going to share with you, Mr. Harrison said. The same 7 steps that took me from broke to financially free. But you have to promise me one thing: you'll actually take action." Most people hear these steps, nod their heads, and then do nothing. They stay broke forever. "Are you ready to change?" Marcus nodded eagerly. "I'm ready," he said. Harrison took out a small notebook and began writing. He spoke slowly and clearly, making sure Marcus understood every single point. "Let me share with you now exactly what Mr. Harrison told Marcus. These are the 7 secrets that can change your financial life forever." The first principle he shared was about saving money and avoiding debt. Mr. Harrison explained that many people make the mistake of borrowing money to invest in businesses or stocks, hoping to get rich quickly. But when you're a beginner, you don't have the experience to manage risk. If your investment fails, you're left with debt that you can't repay. This debt becomes a trap that keeps you working just to pay off interest. Instead, Mr. Harrison advised starting by saving a small amount every single month. Even $50 a month is better than nothing. Put it in a separate account and don't touch it. This is your starting capital. The second lesson was about avoiding things that lose value. Mr. Harrison looked at Marcus and asked him what was the most expensive thing he had bought in the last year. Marcus thought for a moment and admitted he had bought a brand new smartphone on EMI, paying extra interest. Mr. Harrison smiled and asked how much that phone was worth right now if he tried to sell it. Marcus realized it was worth less than half of what he had paid. Mr. Harrison explained that cars, phones, designer clothes, and luxury watches are all liabilities. They take money out of your pocket. Instead, he advised investing in things that put money into your pocket, like small businesses, rental properties, or income-generating equipment. The third principle was about opening your eyes and looking for opportunities everywhere. Mr. Harrison asked Marcus to describe his neighborhood, his street, and his building. Marcus talked about the small shops, the food stalls, the nearby school, and the local park. Mr. Harrison pointed out that in every single one of these places, there was an opportunity. The shop owner who needed help with deliveries, the food stall that ran out of supplies, the school that needed tutors, the park where parents wanted snacks for their kids. Marcus had walked past these places hundreds of times and never noticed the potential. Mr. Harrison said that opportunities don't always announce themselves. You have to train your eyes to see them. The fourth lesson was about starting small and starting now. Mr. Harrison emphasized that perfection is the enemy of progress. Many people wait for the perfect idea, the perfect amount of money, or the perfect time, but that perfect time never comes. The best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time is today. Mr. Harrison advised Marcus to use whatever he had, even if it was just $100, to begin something small. He could buy a few items and sell them online, offer a service to his neighbors, or start a small delivery business. The goal wasn't to get rich overnight. The goal was to start the journey and learn along the way. The fifth principle was about reinvesting profits. Mr. Harrison explained that when Marcus starts making small profits, he might feel tempted to spend them on treats or luxuries. He might want to celebrate his first success, but the truly successful people resist this urge. They take their small profits and reinvest them to grow their business. If you earn $100, instead of buying dinner or clothes, use that $100 to buy more inventory, upgrade your equipment, or hire someone to help you. This is how small businesses grow into big ones, not by spending profits, but by recycling them back into the business. The sixth lesson was about diversifying income streams. Mr. Harrison told Marcus that having just one source of income is risky. If that source dries up, if you lose your job or your business fails, you're left with nothing. The wealthy always have multiple streams of income. They might have a job, plus a side business, plus rental income, plus investments. When one stream slows down, others keep flowing. Marcus should aim to build at least 3 different income streams over time. This reduces his risk and increases his financial security. The seventh and final principle was about patience, consistency, and never stopping learning. Mr. Harrison shared his own story of struggle. In his first year, he made almost no money. He worked long hours, faced rejection, and sometimes questioned whether he had made the right choice. But he didn't give up. Every day, he read books, learned new skills, and adapted to changes. Slowly but surely, things began to improve. The second year was better. The third was even better. And by the 5th year, he had achieved more than he ever dreamed possible. He told Marcus that success doesn't happen overnight. It happens because you refuse to give up. Keep learning, keep adapting, and one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Marcus sat there in stunned silence. Everything Mr. Harrison had said made perfect sense. It wasn't complicated, but it was powerful. For the first time in years, Marcus felt a spark of hope. He thanked Mr. Harrison profusely, and the two men exchanged contact information. That night, Marcus stayed up late, writing down a detailed plan. He was determined to follow the 7 steps exactly as they had been taught. The very next week, Marcus took his first small step. He had managed to save $200 over the previous months. With this money, he bought a basic set of cleaning supplies and started offering a cleaning service to his neighbors. He went door to door, offering to clean apartments for a small fee. It wasn't glamorous work, but it brought in money. After the first month, he earned an extra $150. Instead of spending this money, he reinvested it. He bought better cleaning equipment and printed some simple flyers. Within 3 months, Marcus had 5 regular clients. Within 6 months, he had hired 2 part-time helpers. Within 12 months, he had saved enough to quit his call center job and focus on his cleaning business full-time. He also started a second income stream by renting out a spare room in his apartment. The money kept flowing in, and Marcus kept reinvesting and growing. He followed every single step that Mr. Harrison had taught him. 18 months after that fateful meeting at the coffee shop, Marcus visited Mr. Harrison to share his success. He arrived in his own car, a practical, reliable used car that he had purchased with cash from his business profits. Mr. Harrison greeted him with a warm hug and a wide smile. "Look at you," he said. "You're a completely different person." Marcus said that he followed his 7 steps, and they changed his entire life. He went from having nothing to now earning $5,000 a month in passive income. He was free, he was happy, and he was never going back to his old life. Harrison shook his head and replied that he didn't change Marcus's life. Marcus changed his own life. He just showed him the path. But Marcus walked it. He faced the challenges, he stayed patient, and he never gave up. That's what real success looks like. Marcus's story teaches us something incredibly powerful. Financial freedom is not about how much money you earn. It's about how wisely you use what you have. It's about making your money work for you instead of working endlessly for money. These 7 principles are not complicated theories. They are practical, actionable steps that anyone can follow, regardless of their background, education, or current financial situation. Let me quickly summarize all 7 lessons once more so you can remember them clearly. Start by saving money, but avoid taking loans when you're just starting out. Stop wasting money on things that lose value, like expensive cars and gadgets. Look around you for opportunities that others are ignoring. Start small, but start immediately. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Reinvest your profits to grow your business instead of spending them on luxuries. Build multiple streams of income so you're never dependent on just one source. And finally, be patient, stay consistent, and never stop learning and improving. Now I want to ask you something. Which of these 7 steps spoke to you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're someone who's struggling financially right now, I want you to know that your story is not over. Your breakthrough could be just one decision away. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take that first small step. Every wealthy person started somewhere. Every successful business began with a single idea and a single action. Maybe you're watching this from your living room in the United States, or your apartment in the United Kingdom, or from somewhere in Canada, Australia, or Europe. It doesn't matter where you are. These principles work everywhere. Money works the same way in every country. Saving, investing, and building assets are universal concepts that can benefit anyone who applies them. So why not you? Why not today? If this story inspired you, if it gave you a little bit of hope or motivation, then please do me one small favor. Hit that like button right now. It helps more people discover this video, and it encourages us to create more content like this. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. There's so much more coming, powerful stories, practical advice, and strategies that can change your life. Finally, share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Send it to your friend who's stuck in a job they hate, your sibling who's struggling with money, or your colleague who feels hopeless about the future. You never know, this video could be the spark that changes their entire life, just like that conversation at the coffee shop changed Marcus's life. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. I truly appreciate your time and attention. Remember, your financial freedom journey starts with a single step. Take that step today. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and never stop believing in yourself. Take care and God bless.